This situation at yung ginawa ng grupo ni Congressman Velasco kagabi makes it impossible for me to finish the budget in time to help the country really recover. Magkakagulo lang kung hanggang October 14, tapos ganyan ang mangyayari. No? I hope to be able to see the President personally to also explain to him. Congressman Velasco told the President that he is ready. Then I think the best time for him to prove it is now. Gusto mo ng September 30? Sige. If our colleagues want you today, ikaw na. Let him show that he can pass the budget on time. But more than that, let him show that it will be a great budget. A budget that all of us will be proud of. I've worked hard to make this Congress a Congress that our colleagues, our families can be proud of. I will not be a party to letting the President down. So I am offering my resignation here and now to you, my dear colleagues. My fate and the fate of the 2021 budget and the fate of the leadership of the House is in your hands. Please, don't vote on party lines. Don't accept or deny because of positions or what the President may say, what I might think. Bumoto kayo sa akin o hindi, tanggapin nyo man o hindi, you are my friends and colleagues. We will have to struggle together. So in the end, in your conscience, you have to decide what kind of budget and who will lead you to that budget. And if you say it's neither me nor Cong Velasco, I have a couple of names. Pero personally na lang yung tanong sa akin because this is a house, the 18th Congress, that has transformed from the House of Representatives to the House of the People. And I am proud of it. God bless the Philippine Congress. Salamat po sa inyong lahat.
Mr. Speaker.
What's the pleasure of the gentleman from Anakalusugang Party List?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Apologies to the Honorable Speaker Alan Cayetano. Pasensya na po, Speaker Alan, but I object to your offer of resignation. Naintindihan ko na may nakikita kayong bad faith batay doon sa inyong speech, Mr. Speaker, na sinasabi ninyo supposedly ang announcement ay manggagaling sa inyo, sa inyong opisina ngayong araw. Pero tama din po kayo dahil sa kagabi pa lamang, marami na po mga nagpo-post ukol po doon sa pagsasabi na nagkaroon na ho ng palitan at ito daw po ay direktiba ng ating Pangulo. Pangalawa, Mr. Speaker, I would just like to remind you, with all due respect, that you are not an appointee of this Congress. Inelect po kayo ng 266, 266 na mga kasama natin, labas po. So umigit kumulang 300 kasama dito sa Kongreso. So the responsibility, Mr. Speaker, is not just to the President. May responsibilidad po kayo sa mga kasamahan ninyong bumoto at nakisama sa liderato dito sa ating Kongreso. Pangalawa, Mr. Speaker, I hate to say this, you said that you are indispensable and that this Congress can function with a co-pilot. I'm sorry, Mr. Speaker. Yung napagkaisan niyong dati with your gentleman's agreement, iba po ang sirkumstansya at kalagayan natin sa ngayon. Sa ngayon po, ang ating bansa, ang ating Kongreso, ay nasa isang barko na dumadaan sa ilalim ng bagyo. We have not passed the storm. We are still traversing the ocean. Marami pa ho tayong problema ang kinakaharap. Marami pa ho tayong problema na dapat sagutin para sa ating ekonomiya, mga sagutin pangkalusugan na kailangan natin gawin. And as you have mentioned, I did not campaign for you. At that time, I was with candidate Martin Romualdez. But throughout the months, na-navigate niyo po ang Kongreso sa pagdaan natin sa COVID. Bayanihan Part 1, Yung pong pagpapaayos natin sa social amelioration program, ginawa din po natin yan. Yung ABS-CBN, andito po si Congressman Marcoleta. Napakahirap na ibalanse ang mga programa at problemang pambansa at ang mga pangangailangan sa pagharap sa pandemya ng COVID na hinarap natin at patuloy na hinaharap. So I'm sorry, Mr. Speaker, sa gitna ng bagyong to, dapat po bang pinapalitan ang iyong kapitan na isinagawa niya ang pagsasaayos na paglakbay ng ating Kongreso at ng ating bayan? Mr. Speaker, Speaker Sen.Cayetano, marami pa tayong haharapin. Marami pa tayong problema na dapat ayusin. And so with that, I move to reject the offer of resignation of Speaker Sen.Cayetano.
Mr.
I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker,
Mr. Speaker, What's the may pleasure? recognize the Honorable Jonathan Alvarado.
maraming salamat Mr. Speaker. Kagaya po ni Congressman Mike Defensor, ako po ay pumapangalawa sa kanyang motion ng objection sa panukala ni Speaker Cayetano na bakantehin ang posisyon bilang Speaker.
There's a motion to reject his offer of resignation, and there's a second to the motion. Any objection?
Mr. Speaker, may I remind our colleagues, those who want a change of leadership should object now. Because if not, this motion is also in support of the leadership of Speaker Sen.Cayetano.
There's a motion to reject the offer of resignation of Speaker Sen.Cayetano and duly seconded. Those who are in favor to reject the motion, the motion to reject the resignation of Speaker Sen.Cayetano, please say aye. Aye. Those who are against, please say nay. The ayes have it. The plenary decided to reject the offer of resignation of Speaker Sen.Cayetano.
Mr. Speaker,
What's the pleasure of the gentleman from Anakalusugan Party List?
to
Honorable
provide,
Defensor.
thank you, Mr. Speaker, with the indulgence of my colleagues, to provide a clear outcome on the rejection of the members of the Honorable Speaker's offer of resignation, I move to call for nominal voting the motion to reject the offer of the Honorable Speaker to resign from his position. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
For nominal voting. And
Mr. Speaker,
Mr. Speaker, parliamentary inquiry.
what's the parliamentary inquiry?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the chair has ruled and has asked the members of Congress whether there was any objection on the motion being pushed by Congressman Defensor. And there was no objection that was recorded. Not even in the Zoom conference, Mr. Speaker. So there is no need already to move for a nominal voting because the mere fact that there was no objection simply tells this House that they are all in support of the leadership of no less than our Speaker, Alan Peter Cayetano. That's all, Mr. Speaker.
I will give the gentleman from Anakalusugan Party List to have a rebuttal to the parliamentary inquiry of Honorable Ace Barbers.
Yes, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the call for a nominal voting, I understand, Mr. Speaker, does not require an objection from the floor. But I agree with the Honorable Barbers. If that is the case, then we have a unanimous vote, if I'm not mistaken, Mr. Speaker. But I leave it to the wisdom of the Speaker on the call for a nominal voting. But with that, Mr. Speaker, because the Honorable Barbers has been a friend of mine since 20 years ago when we were in Congress, here in the House, for which, Mr. Speaker, the Honorable Duterte, then Congressman Rudy Duterte, also resigned, which was rejected by the House. Mr. Speaker, I call for a suspension of the session.
Move to suspend, Mr. Speaker.
Session suspended. Sino yung nalamin? Oh, sige. Second ako.